Alex stared at the blinking console in front of him, feeling the hum of the space station vibrate under his feet. The station, orbiting a distant gas giant, was a hub for human and alien cooperation. Humans had been stationed here for almost a year, learning to share the space with beings from other star systems. Alex, a young engineer with messy brown hair and a mind that always wandered, was excited but also nervous. Today, he was to work with Lyra, the newest alien liaison. Lyra was from Zanara, a planet humans considered beautifully strange. She had 4 arms, each ending in delicate, flexible digits, and her skin shimmered with soft green patterns that changed according to her mood. Her eyes, large and silver, seemed to look right through Alex, making him uncomfortable. She was strict about station rules and had little patience for human mistakes, or so Alex had heard. "Don't mess this up, Alex," muttered his colleague, Jenna, as she passed him in the hallway. Xynarians take personal space very seriously. One wrong move, and you'll end up on cleanup duty forever. Alex swallowed hard. He had read every protocol manual, memorized all station etiquette, and even practiced Xynarian gestures in front of the mirror. Still, nothing could prepare him for the first real meeting with Lyra. He entered the engineering bay and found Lyra standing near the main reactor. She was inspecting the machinery, moving her arms in smooth, synchronized motions that seemed to make the air shimmer. "Alex," she said, her voice musical but sharp, "I assume you are ready to assist?" "Yes, ma'am," Alex said, stepping forward. He tried to bow slightly, mimicking what he thought was a polite Xynarian greeting. Lyra's eyes flickered with surprise, then amusement. "Interesting attempt," she said, tilting her head. "Humans are unique." Alex smiled nervously. "I try my best." The first task was simple: replace a damaged coolant panel in the reactor. Alex followed Lyra's instructions, passing her tools when asked. At first, everything went smoothly. Then came the bump. As Alex stepped back to hand her a new panel, he misjudged the distance. His elbow accidentally brushed Lyra's lower back. In Xynarian culture, that was considered extremely rude, a personal violation. Lyra's reaction was instantaneous. "Get your hands off my ass, human," she shouted, spinning around to face him. Her 4 arms flailed dramatically, emphasizing her outrage. Alex froze. I didn't." "You did," Lyra snapped, her voice echoing across the bay. "How dare you invade my space in such a manner?" Other crew members peeked from behind consoles, trying not to laugh. Alex's face turned red as a comet. "I swear, it was an accident," he said, holding up his hands. "I didn't know." "That is irrelevant." Lyra cut him off. "The offense is done. You must face the consequences." Alex's mind raced. Consequences? What could that mean? Cleaning duty? A lecture? He swallowed hard. I'll do anything to make it right," he said, desperate. Lyra paused, her silver eyes scanning him. Then, unexpectedly, she smirked. "Interesting. Most humans freeze or run. You plead. Perhaps there is some hope for you after all." Alex exhaled. "Hope? That was good, right?" "First," Lyra said, "you will learn Xynarian etiquette properly. You will observe, ask questions, and never, ever touch a Xynarian without permission again." "Yes, ma'am," Alex replied eagerly. For the next hour, Lyra drilled him on Xynarian customs. She demonstrated the correct distance to keep, how to bow properly, and the subtle gestures that conveyed respect. Alex took notes feverishly, trying to memorize every detail. His human brain, trained for problem-solving, was surprisingly adept at learning this unusual cultural protocol. "You humans are strange," Lyra said finally, watching him adjust his stance perfectly. "But adaptable. That is, promising." "What?" Alex grinned. "Thanks. I've read about humans being good at adapting to new environments. I guess it's true." Lyra's eyes sparkled. "Perhaps. Let's see how long your adaptation lasts." The rest of the day passed in a blur of maintenance checks, system recalibrations, and careful observation. Alex was hyper-aware of his own movements, ensuring he never came too close or made the wrong gesture. Lyra, meanwhile, seemed to enjoy his caution, occasionally testing him with small, tricky gestures just to see if he would react correctly. During a break, Alex sat in the cafeteria, staring at his drink and trying to calm his nerves. Jenna slid in next to him. "So," she said, smirking, "survived the first contact with Lyra?" Alex groaned. "I don't think I'll ever forget that phrase. Get your hands off my ass." "It echoes in my mind." Jenna laughed. "Just wait. You'll end up laughing about it. Humans are entertaining to Xynarians. You'll see. They respect persistence and humor, even if it's awkward." Alex nodded. "I hope so. I want to prove that humans can be helpful here. Not clumsy." Little did he know, Lyra had been observing him from across the room, her eyes twinkling with curiosity. Humans were peculiar creatures. They were clumsy, yes, but their determination and problem-solving ability were intriguing. She decided that this human might be worth teaching something more than just etiquette. Later, as the shift ended, Lyra approached him. Her movements were fluid, almost graceful, and Alex's stomach did a nervous flip. "Human," she said, "you have survived your first lesson. That is commendable. Tomorrow, we continue your education. But I warn you, the next lesson will not be as simple." Alex swallowed hard. "I'm ready." "Good," Lyra said. "Do not disappoint me. Humans are interesting, but easily distracted." She turned and walked away, her shimmering skin catching the light of the station like liquid silver. Alex exhaled. He had survived the first encounter without major disaster. Maybe humans were capable of thriving even in a place as strange as the Xynarian station. Maybe, as he walked back to his quarters, he couldn't help but replay the events of the day in his mind. The misunderstanding, the loud protest, the lessons, everything seemed surreal, but one thought kept him awake long after he finally lay down. Lyra had called him interesting. For a human, that was the highest compliment he could imagine, and somewhere deep down, he felt a spark of excitement. The day had been awkward, stressful, and exhausting, but it had also been the start of something new, something challenging, something possibly amazing. And Alex knew, without a doubt, that he had to prove that humans could not only survive, but excel among aliens. Tomorrow would be another day, another lesson, another test, and Alex was determined that, no matter what, he would not just survive, he would shine. The next morning, Alex woke up with a mix of excitement and dread. He had spent most of the night thinking about Lyra's words. Tomorrow, the lesson will not be as simple. What could she possibly have planned? After a quick breakfast, he made his way to the engineering bay. As soon as he arrived, he noticed a small holographic message hovering near the door. It was from Lyra. "Human," the message read in silver text. "Come to my quarters at 0900. Do not be late. Today's lesson begins there." Alex blinked at the message, his heart racing. Her quarters? Was this part of the etiquette training? Or something more unpredictable? He shook his head. Humans were adaptable, he reminded himself. He could handle anything, especially if it was a lesson in cultural respect. He arrived at her quarters exactly at 0900. The door slid open silently as he stepped inside. Lyra was waiting, her arms crossed, her silver eyes studying him with a sharp intensity that made him feel both nervous and curious. "Sit," she commanded, pointing to a cushion on the floor. The quarters were surprisingly spacious, decorated with glowing panels that shifted colors and holographic plants that floated in midair. Everything had a strange elegance, alien, yet calming. Alex sat, careful not to make any sudden movements. "Good morning, Lyra," he said. "Humans greet with words," Lyra said, her tone almost amused. Xenarians also use gestures. Observe. She raised 2 arms and performed a slow, flowing motion. It looked like a dance but had precise meaning. This means respect and readiness. Alex copied the gesture as best as he could. He was careful, remembering yesterday's mistake. Lyra watched him for a long moment, then nodded. Acceptable. But humans must improve. Alex smiled nervously. I'll try my best. Good, Lyra said. Today's lesson is practical. You will learn through experience, not just observation. Follow me. She led him to a separate room filled with curious devices, strange tools, and a large holographic map of the station. Alex's eyes widened. This looked less like etiquette training and more like a challenge. This, Lyra said, pointing at the map, is your test for today. You will complete tasks that require skill, reasoning, and patience. Each task will teach you a Xenarian principle. Do not fail. Alex swallowed. I won't fail. Lyra's expression softened slightly, almost like a small smile. Humans are persistent. That is admirable. The first task was simple in description but tricky in execution. A set of small, floating panels hovered in midair, rotating slowly. Alex had to align them into a perfect sequence. The catch. Each panel moved differently depending on how he approached it. And one wrong touch would reset the entire sequence. Alex's first attempts failed. The panels spun out of alignment, floating away and spinning back again. He felt frustration rising. But he remembered Lyra's gaze. Patience, observation, adaptation, human strengths. He studied the panels carefully. He noticed a pattern. Panels with a green shimmer responded faster to soft touches, while the red ones needed firm nudges. Using trial, error, and reasoning, Alex slowly aligned the sequence perfectly. Lyra's 4 arms clapped once. Excellent. Observation and patience rewarded. Humans can learn. 7th. Alex grinned. Thank you. The second task was more physical. Lyra handed him a long rod that glowed faintly. Balance this across the floating platforms without dropping it, she instructed. Xenarians value control and focus. Humans must demonstrate it too. The platforms moved unpredictably, and the rod wobbled dangerously in his hands. Alex's first attempt ended with the rod slipping into a glowing pit. He groaned. This is harder than it looks. Lyra's voice was calm but firm. Do not rush. Focus. Anticipate. Adapt. Alex took a deep breath. He noticed the rhythm of the platforms and adjusted his movements to match. Slowly, carefully, he balanced the rod across all the platforms. When he finished, Lyra's eyes shone with approval. Very good, human. You have learned control through focus. You are improving. Alex wiped sweat from his brow. These lessons, they're tough. But I'm learning a lot. Humans have potential, Lyra said. You just need guidance and opportunity. We shall see how far you can go. The third task was the most surprising. Lyra led him to a small room filled with holographic projections of station residents, humans, and aliens alike. Each projection had a unique problem. Alex's job. Solve each problem using logic, negotiation, and creativity. The first projection showed a malfunctioning oxygen vent in a crowded sector. Alex quickly calculated the best repair path, avoiding collisions with the holographic crowd. The second projection involved resolving a dispute between 2 alien species over resources. Alex had to listen carefully, understand each side, and propose a fair solution. It was challenging, but Alex's human intuition and communication skills shone. He found creative compromises and solved problems faster than he expected. Lyra watched silently, then finally said, Humans can think in ways Xenarians cannot. You see patterns, connections, possibilities. That is impressive. Alex felt a rush of pride. He had never received such praise from an alien before. It was more motivating than anything he had experienced on Earth. Finally, Lyra led him back to the first room. Today's lesson is nearly complete. she said. But one final test remains collaboration. She gestured toward a holographic simulation of the station. A critical system was failing, and Alex had to work with other humans and aliens to fix it. Alex quickly assessed the situation. He assigned roles based on strengths, communicated clearly, and coordinated everyone's movements. Despite minor misunderstandings, the team worked efficiently. Under his guidance, the simulated crisis was resolved perfectly. Lyra's eyes gleamed. Humans are capable leaders when they wish to be. Adaptable, inventive, persistent. I am impressed. Alex felt a warm glow of accomplishment. He had not only survived the day's challenges but had excelled. He realized that his mistakes yesterday, as embarrassing as they were, had led to this opportunity. Sometimes, failure was a stepping stone to growth. Lyra approached him, her expression softening. You have learned more in one day than most humans could in a week. There is potential in you. Perhaps you will make a worthy addition to Xynarian operations. Alex smiled, feeling a sense of pride and relief. I will do my best. I want to prove humans can be helpful, respectful, and capable. You already have, Lyra said, her tone almost gentle. But do not grow complacent. There are many lessons ahead. Some will challenge your patience, some your mind, and some, your courage. Alex's heart raced. Lessons, challenges, courage, he felt ready. Humans were adaptable, inventive, and persistent. He would meet every test, every challenge, and prove that even in the strangest environments, humans could shine. As he left Lyra's quarters that evening, Alex felt a mixture of excitement and determination. The day had been intense, exhausting, and sometimes confusing. But he had learned, adapted, and succeeded. He realized something important. The first awkward encounter, the loud protest, the embarrassment, it had all led to growth. Lyra's lessons were not just about etiquette, they were about understanding, learning, and applying human ingenuity in a world far stranger than Earth. And Alex knew that as long as he stayed curious, persistent, and respectful, he could not only survive, but thrive among aliens. He had crossed the threshold from awkward human to promising trainee, and the station would never see humans the same way again. And somewhere, hidden in the shimmer of Lyra's eyes, he thought he saw approval, maybe even admiration. Tomorrow would bring more challenges, more lessons. But Alex felt ready. Humans were adaptable, inventive, and resilient. And he was determined to prove that, no matter the obstacle, humans could rise to the occasion. The morning sun of the gas giant station shone faintly through the observation windows, casting long shadows across the corridors. Alex felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness as he walked toward Lyra's quarters. Yesterday's lessons had been intense but rewarding. Today, he had a feeling that the challenges would grow even more difficult. As he entered, Lyra was already waiting, her forearms folded, her shimmering skin pulsing gently. She motioned for him to come closer. Human, she said, her voice calm but firm. Today's lesson will test your most important skill, collaboration. You will not work alone. You will coordinate with humans and aliens alike. Alex swallowed. Coordination was harder than individual problem-solving. Different species had different abilities, instincts, and communication styles. Misunderstandings could cause mistakes or worse, but he squared his shoulders. Humans could adapt, he reminded himself. They could think creatively and solve problems others could not. Lyra led him to a large room filled with holographic projections of the station. A critical system has failed, she said. If not restored quickly, several sections of the station will lose power, oxygen, and communication. You will lead the team in resolving this crisis. Alex's stomach tightened. Lead the team? He asked. Yes, Lyra replied. Observe, communicate, coordinate, and solve. Humans have unique skills. Show them. The room shifted into a simulation. Holographic crew members, human and aliens, scattered across various sections of the station. The system failures were complex: oxygen leaks, reactor instability, and malfunctioning communications. The simulation pulsed with urgency, highlighting the consequences of mistakes. Alex took a deep breath. First, he assessed the situation. "Okay," he muttered. Priority 1. Oxygen systems. Priority 2. Reactors. Priority 3. Communication. Let's divide tasks based on strengths. He quickly scanned the team. Xenarians were precise and agile. Humans were inventive and persistent. And other species had specialized skills. Some could manipulate magnetic fields. Others could interface directly with energy cores. Alex assigned roles carefully, balancing abilities and workload. "Remember," he said, "we communicate constantly. If something changes, we adjust. Focus, adapt, and stay calm." The team nodded, holographic avatars shimmering with readiness. Alex led them through the first crisis point: a leaking oxygen valve in the residential sector. The Xenarians' agile limbs were perfect for the delicate adjustments required. Alex guided them through step by step, pointing out how pressure levels interacted with flow rates. "Good," Lyra said from the side. "You explain clearly. Humans can translate knowledge to others efficiently. That is valuable." The oxygen system stabilized, but there was no time to rest. The reactor core had fluctuating energy output. Alex studied the readings quickly, realizing the energy flow needed. Careful balancing across 3 nodes. He communicated instructions clearly, demonstrating the adjustments with gestures compatible with Xenarian understanding. One alien crew member misread his instructions and tried a shortcut, causing a spike in the energy readings. Alex acted quickly, signaling the correct adjustments and preventing a meltdown. "Impressive," Lyra said. "Humans are quick to react. You save situations that others might not recover from." Next, Alex tackled the communication network. Several alien species had different signaling methods, and they struggled to connect with each other. Alex suggested using a universal protocol he had developed back on Earth for emergency situations. By translating the data streams into a simple, standardized format, he enabled efficient communication across species. The team moved as one, guided by Alex's calm reasoning and clear instructions. The crisis simulation pulsed green, indicating success. "You humans," Lyra said, her voice almost hesitant. "You think in ways Xenarians do not. You anticipate, improvise, and coordinate. That is remarkable." Alex felt pride, but he also knew the simulation was not over. Lyra wasn't done testing him. Suddenly, the simulation introduced a new challenge. An unexpected alien species had entered the station, causing panic among the crew. They were not hostile, but their presence interfered with systems and communication. The team now had to manage both technical problems and the anxiety of the crew. Alex took charge immediately. "Stay calm," he instructed. "We will resolve the technical issues first, then communicate with the newcomers. Everyone has a role. Focus, adapt, and maintain order." Using a combination of technical skills, empathy, and quick thinking, Alex guided the team through the chaos. They stabilized the reactors, restored oxygen, and established communication with the new species. Alex even negotiated a peaceful integration of the newcomers into the station's daily operations. Lyra observed silently, then finally spoke. "Humans are adaptable in ways we do not anticipate. You solve technical problems, lead diverse groups, and manage crises under pressure. You are impressive." Alex allowed himself a small smile. "Thank you, Lyra. But I couldn't have done it alone. Everyone contributed. That's what humans do. We work together and help each other." "Indeed," Lyra said. "You show not only intelligence but leadership. Humans thrive in complex, unpredictable situations. That is why you are valuable." The simulation ended, and the room returned to normal. Alex felt his heart racing from the intensity of the exercise. He wiped sweat from his forehead and exhaled. "Do you understand now?" Lyra asked. Collaboration is not just about following instructions. It is about observing, learning, and coordinating. It is about guiding and being guided. Humans excel because you are flexible, inventive, and resilient. You can overcome challenges that would paralyze others. Alex nodded. "I understand. And I will continue to improve. I want to be ready for any situation." Lyra's forearms moved in a slow, thoughtful gesture. "Humans are unpredictable but capable. You make mistakes, yes, but you also adapt and learn faster than many species. That is why you are intriguing." Alex felt a rush of pride. All the embarrassment from yesterday, the awkward first encounter, the constant self-doubt it had led to this moment. He realized that human strength was not perfection, but the ability to observe, learn, and improve quickly. "You have done well today, human," Lyra continued, "but do not grow complacent. The real world is rarely as controlled as simulations. Lessons will continue, challenges will escalate, and the unexpected will occur. Humans must always be ready." Alex smiled, determined. "I'm ready. Humans can adapt to anything. We learn, we collaborate, and we never give up." "Good," Lyra said, her eyes flickering with a faint silver glow. "That determination is uniquely human. We Xenarians value perseverance, but humans have a spark that cannot be ignored." As Alex left Lyra's quarters, he reflected on the day's events. He had faced simulations that tested his mind, leadership, and adaptability. He had guided a diverse team through a crisis, solved problems creatively, and even negotiated with alien newcomers. Every skill he had, every lesson he had learned, had been put to the test, and he had succeeded. He realized something important. Humans were not just capable of surviving in alien environments, they could thrive. Their combination of creativity, persistence, and empathy allowed them to solve problems no other species could. And somewhere in the quiet of the station, he thought he heard Lyra's approving gaze follow him. Not just as a mentor, but as someone who recognized the unique value humans brought to the galaxy. Alex walked through the corridors with a new confidence. The station was full of challenges, misunderstandings, and unpredictable events. But he was ready. He had learned, adapted, and led. He had proven that even in the strangest and most complex situations, humans could shine, and he knew that tomorrow would bring even greater challenges. Lyra's lessons were far from over, but Alex welcomed them. Humans were meant to adapt, to learn, and to rise above obstacles, and he was determined to show that, no matter what, humans could not only survive, they could excel. As he looked out at the gas giant below, swirling with colors he could barely name, Alex felt a deep sense of purpose. The universe was vast and strange, but humans had a spark, a resilience, and an ingenuity that made them formidable, and he was ready to demonstrate it one lesson, one challenge, one success at a time. The next day, Alex arrived at the station feeling both nervous and eager. After yesterday's cultural challenge, he had a sense that Lyra's lessons were moving toward something bigger, something important. As he approached her quarters, he noticed her standing by the window, arms crossed, looking out at the swirling gas giant below. "Human," she said without turning. "Today's lesson will test everything you have learned. Not just observation, not just problem solving, not just leadership, but all of these together. Are you prepared?" Alex squared his shoulders. "Yes, Lyra, I'm ready." "Good," she said, finally turning toward him. "Follow me." Lyra led Alex to a large training hall filled with holographic projections and interactive devices. But this time, the simulation was different. It displayed the entire station in real time, showing critical systems, crew members, and potential hazards. A real emergency had been staged to test Alex's ability to manage multiple problems at once. "This is your final challenge," Lyra said. The station is under simulated attack. Power failures, communication blackouts, environmental malfunctions, and unexpected guests will occur simultaneously. You must coordinate humans and aliens to restore stability. Mistakes will cost time and resources. Show me your skills. Alex felt his heartbeat quicken. The stakes were higher than ever. But he remembered Lyra's lessons. Observe carefully. Communicate clearly. Stay calm under pressure. And trust in human ingenuity. He scanned the simulation. Oxygen levels in one sector were dropping rapidly. The reactor core in another was overheating. Several alien crews were panicking, unsure how to act. And to make matters worse, a new species had appeared near the docking bay, interfering with station operations. First, Alex said aloud, let's stabilize oxygen. Humans, Xenarians, work together on valve adjustments. Keep communication open at all times. The team moved efficiently under his guidance. Alex noticed a Xenarian misaligning a panel. He calmly signaled a correction, demonstrating patience and precise instruction. The oxygen system stabilized. Next, he turned to the reactor. The energy output fluctuated dangerously. Alex quickly calculated the optimal flow and assigned the task to the humans and aliens with complementary skills. He communicated each step clearly, using gestures and verbal instructions that everyone could understand. A minor error occurred when a human technician misread a reading. Alex adapted immediately, providing a quick correction and preventing a simulated meltdown. Lyra observed silently, her silver eyes flickering with approval. Impressive, she murmured. Your response is swift, yet controlled. Humans excel when they must adapt instantly. The final phase involved the new alien species near the docking bay. They were curious, but their behavior disrupted operations. Alex remembered the negotiation lessons from earlier simulations. He approached the situation calmly, communicating through gestures and simple universal phrases. He showed them how to integrate into the station's routines without causing disruption. Slowly, the aliens adjusted, moving in harmony with the station's systems. Throughout the simulation, Alex coordinated every action, observed every detail, and adapted to each new challenge. He made mistakes but quickly corrected them. He kept his team focused, calm, and efficient. Finally, the simulation ended. Every system was stabilized. Oxygen, power, and communication were restored. The holographic alarms ceased, and the room fell silent. Alex exhaled, his chest heaving from adrenaline. Lyra approached him, her expression unreadable at first. Then, slowly, her shimmering skin pulsed softly, and she spoke. You have succeeded, human. You have demonstrated observation, patience, problem-solving, leadership, and diplomacy. You have adapted to challenges, coordinated diverse teams, and used human creativity to overcome complex problems. You have excelled. Alex felt a rush of pride. Thank you, Lyra. I couldn't have done it alone. Every member of the team contributed. That's what humans do. We work together, learn from mistakes, and never give up. Lyra's forearms moved in a graceful gesture. Indeed. You humans are resilient and inventive. Even when you stumble, you rise stronger. That quality is admirable. It is why humans thrive even in alien environments. Alex smiled, feeling a deep sense of accomplishment. All the embarrassment from the first encounter, the awkward mistakes, and the long lessons it had led to this moment, he realized that human strength lay not in perfection, but in perseverance, creativity, and the ability to learn and adapt quickly. Lyra motioned for Alex to follow her. She led him to a smaller room where the other station crew waited. Humans, Xenarians, and other species stood together, a mix of curiosity and respect on their faces. You have proven yourself, Lyra announced. This human has shown skill, leadership, and ingenuity beyond expectation. He embodies the qualities we value in a collaborator. You may all learn from him. 2. The crew members nodded, murmuring words of approval. Alex felt a warm glow of pride. He had not only succeeded in the simulation, but he had earned the respect of aliens who had once seemed intimidating and inscrutable. "Human," Lyra said, turning back to him. "Do you understand why we test you so rigorously?" Alex thought for a moment. "To show that humans can learn, adapt, and lead, even in situations that are strange or unpredictable." Lyra nodded. "Correct. But more than that. It is to teach humans and aliens alike to trust each other, to value collaboration, and to respect each species' unique abilities. Today, you have not only proven your skills, you have built bridges between humans and aliens." Alex felt a surge of satisfaction. He realized that all the awkward first encounters, the mistakes, and the lessons had prepared him not just for survival, but for excellence. "You have done well, human," Lyra continued. "But remember, the galaxy is vast, full of challenges we cannot predict. Humans who are adaptable, inventive, and persistent will continue to excel. That is why we value you." Alex smiled confidently. "I understand, Lyra. I will continue to learn and improve. Humans can rise to any challenge." Lyra's eyes shimmered with approval. "I have no doubt of that. Today, you are not just a student. You are a valued member of the station. You have earned respect, and perhaps, in time, admiration." Alex felt a warm sense of pride and humility. The journey had been long, awkward, and sometimes embarrassing, but it had also been rewarding, exciting, and transformative. He had grown, learned, and proved himself. As he left Lyra's quarters, he walked through the corridors with a renewed sense of confidence. Crew members nodded or waved, acknowledging his contributions. Alex realized that human ingenuity, adaptability, and teamwork were not just valuable, they were essential in the vast, unpredictable galaxy. He paused by the observation deck, looking out at the swirling gas giant below. The colors shifted and shimmered, reflecting the complexity and beauty of the universe. Alex felt a deep sense of purpose. The galaxy was vast, strange, and full of challenges, but humans had the spark to adapt, learn, and thrive anywhere. And Alex knew that his journey was only beginning. Lessons would continue, challenges would escalate, and the unexpected would arise. But he was ready. Humans were resilient, inventive, and persistent. They could overcome obstacles, build connections, and rise to the occasion. A small voice in his mind whispered, "You have come far, but there is still more to learn." Alex smiled. That was fine. Humans had a way of learning, adapting, and excelling that no challenge could stop, and he would continue to prove it. One lesson, one challenge, one success at a time. Lyra watched him from the hall, her silver eyes softening. She had tested many species, but humans were different. Their resilience, curiosity, and ingenuity made them unpredictable, but powerful. Perhaps, she thought, humans were exactly the kind of species the galaxy needed. Alex turned to leave, feeling a sense of accomplishment and anticipation. He had crossed the threshold from awkward human trainee to respected and capable member of an interstellar community. He had learned lessons, faced challenges, and proven that humans could thrive in even the most alien environments. And he knew that wherever the galaxy took him next, humans would continue to shine, adaptable, inventive, and unstoppable.